Hey guys, you may have heard about Elon Musk's purchase of Twitter last couple of weeks ago. Now, since that time, a lot of things have happened and he's fired a lot of people. He's probably pissed off a lot of people too. That's another story. Now, in today's video, I want to talk about his most recent firing. This is a huge one. He goes by the name of Jim Baker, and he was actually in charge of releasing the Twitter files, which were just, or at least passing over the Twitter files to the reporters Matt Taibbi and Barry Weiss, that revealed what Twitter was actually doing, the level of censorship and corruption and level of bias, and how they, during the US presidential election of 2020, and what they did to tilt the scale. So this is incredible stuff. Also, what they did to bury the Hunter Biden laptop story, which is full of salacious materials, such as Joe Biden's, his son's sex prostitutes in there, drug use, shady business dealings with different actors in the Ukraine, as well as China, which poses national security risk. So these are some of the things that were in the Twitter files, and this guy is still withholding. Well, he's fired now, so he can't withhold anymore. So quite dramatic stuff. In this video, I will go into the Twitter files. You know, what we see with Jim Baker and his firing is the cherry on top of a very, very big cake that we're going to have a bite of, at least more than just a bite. We're going to dig right into. By the way, did I mention that this guy happened to be the guy, well, not the guy leading specifically, but he was working on the Russian collusion story for the 2016 election for Donald Trump. He was pushing that. And then not long after that, there was this Russian server, this story of a Russian server that was linked to the Trump organization and just getting data from Trump. So basically accusing Trump of having a direct line with the Russians. Both stories were false, and this guy was involved with both of them. In fact, he had evidence for that second investigation into the Russian servers, into Trump's organization. It sounds stupid when you think about it, but this was actually being pushed, that he had false evidence and still pushed it. And now he happened to be in charge of Twitter's legal team, or he was a deputy. He was a second in charge. The one in charge got fired. Now is basically in charge. Now he's fired too. But he was running the sort of Clinton campaign to take down Trump. This is crazy stuff. In charge of one of the world's largest social media platforms. You know, you can't make this stuff up. You know, so we're going to dig into the actual contents of the Twitter files today. And if you know about it, you know, all right, well, hopefully you can bear with me. If you haven't, I'm going to give you some more of the stuff that I know that is far more, you know, far more interesting and far more, you know, more context for you. So without further ado, let's actually go into this major release from a reporter named Matt Taibbi. He's not familiar with you perhaps now, but let me explain a few things about him. Matt Taibbi, you'll probably see the material on screen. His Twitter account is blowing up, going viral. But Matt Taibbi was a reporter with Rolling Stone, and he's actually left-leaning from what we can gather, more than right. So he's not necessarily just a right-wing Republican. No, he's just, I suppose, a legit reporter, a legit investigative reporter. And I think Barry Weiss used to be very Democrat, his partner in this. And so it's not a partisan thing necessarily. It's just revealing the truth. So the Twitter files. Now, this is a thread from him, but we're going to just quickly skim through the first couple of bits. But he's just talking about how Twitter used to be a great place, just an open. There was a time when it was a social media platform that was open. I'm going to zoom this in, which allowed people to communicate in real time. Brilliant tool for enabling mass communication, real time. Over time, there was more and more censorship, right? Because at first it was just to deal with spam and financial fraudsters. which is fair. I agree with that. But over time, that power became more and more abused. And now is, he quotes, constantly being used to manipulate speech, right? Now, here's the good stuff. By 2020, requests from connected actors to delete tweets were routine. One executive would write to another, more to review from the Biden team. The reply would come back, handled. You can see right here, these are the links of the tweets they want taken down. And that's actually from, literally, the guy, the email thread. More to review from the Biden team. Here you go. To quote unquote, review. That is take down, handled. Great. Number 9 from his thread. Celebrities and unknown alike could be removed and reviewed at the behest of a political party. This one, you can see that they've asked to take down Stephen Liu Huan, which I do not know. But there's real James Woods. James Woods is an actor in Hollywood. Not the most famous. I don't necessarily think he's a celebrity. But he is an actor. And, they would know, quite a number of people know who he is. He is right-wing now. So they took him down. Wow, great. For the Democrats at that time, I suppose. Now, both parties had access to his tools, not the Democrats only, right? For instance, in 2020, requests came from both the Trump White House and the Biden campaign. They were received and honored. However, this is the big however, I don't even need to go into here. The system wasn't balanced. It was based on contacts because Twitter was and is overwhelmingly staffed by people of one political orientation. Look down here. Percentage of donations to Democrats from Twitter, 99.73%. That's up from 96.38 in 2018. Right? Now 2022. And it is, you can see 99.73. Everyone in Twitter is a Democrat. It's crazy. Is this normal for most corporations? I question that. Now, I'm just accidentally misclicking stuff. Apologies. Now, we're going to jump to the big story that was buried during the 2020 presidential election, which by all means could have affected the course of history and may have got Trump elected had this not been buried. Now, this was a story from the New York Post, a right-leaning newspaper, about Biden's hidden emails. Ukrainian exec thanked Hunter for opportunity to meet Veep dad. Biden's secret emails. That's just the beginning, right? That's just the beginning. We can see emails of him saying, we're giving 10% to the big guy for this deal. This explains how Hunter Biden was getting into the board of directors for a natural gas company in Ukraine called Burisma, even though he had no experience of the like. And he was managing a hedge fund, $1 billion given by the Chinese to him to manage a hedge fund, and he gets commission on that. How's this happen? And we see in the laptop photos of him having sex with prostitutes and taking crack cocaine. I'm being straight up. I don't know if this video will continue, will get taken down or not. I've seen the videos or the photos. So, unless they're fabricated, but they're not. And the thing is, we are going to jump into what they did about it. So they suppressed the story. They buried it. They said it was not safe materials, whatever the heck that means. Right? They blocked even the direct messages, which was only reserved for child pornography. They even blocked direct messages from being shared on Twitter about this story. You got to see how important this story is. It could have changed history. Right? And even the execs were saying, are you sure about this? Are you sure about us burying this story? And they said, guess what? They said it was hacked materials. It was hacked materials from the Russians. Go figure. And you know who was in the company during that time? Yeah, Jim Baker, the ex-head of the FBI who investigated Trump for the Russian collusion stories. And this is the guy that's pushing this whatever's going on here with the 2020 election, saying that it's all to do with Trump. Crazy stuff. I'm going to switch back to me. I think this is good enough. So, Jim Baker fired on Tuesday and he was actually stopping the release of these files. The reporters actually figured out who it was over the last day or so, I suppose, and now he's gone. Elon Musk has fired him, and even Elon Musk was under his nose. So this is how deep people it's just one actor, isn't it? One person buried into this whole game of politics. How deep is this guy from the Democrat Party? Now, how many people from the Democrat Party have infiltrated corporations across America and across the world? I suppose the equivalent to the Democrat Party, right? Your local government, how much have they infiltrated corporations and media companies that affect what we see and hear? It's insane. And it's not fair in terms of elections, right? It's a suppression of free speech when you get things, requests directly from government to stop people from voicing their opinions or facts or information against a certain government. That's pure on censorship of the worst kind. And that's what's happening at Twitter. So Elon's purchase of Twitter couldn't come soon enough. But this is all well and good, but the battle isn't done. This is not my battle necessarily. This is maybe Elon and reporters and stuff like that. But you can't help but observe this without without understanding the consequences, deep consequences. If Elon now is getting a lot of heat, from Apple. Apple was threatening to ban Twitter from the App Store, right? And likewise with Google. Now he's pushed back and said, "I'm going to make my own phone." Hey. But this is the sort of things we're seeing. The US government is now launching an investigation in one of his companies called Neuralink, saying they're testing on animals, animal cruelty, stuff like that. And they never bothered to push this before. So, sorry, slight technical issue there. Just on that thought, a lot is at stake with Elon's purchase of Twitter. And I'm keeping a close watch on this. There's going to be more Twitter files, more drops happening of what's undertaken at Twitter, the level of corruption that's going on. His businesses are under attack. We'll see how well he can handle this, right? But this is, in some regards, a battle for civilization, for free speech against the oppressive powers that seem to be encroaching on every facet of our lives. So, yes, there is a part of me that's getting the popcorn out and enjoying the show and the drama. And probably it's good content for a video like this. But at the same time, there's a lot at stake with just how we're able to communicate. The electoral process. How we're going to be able to elect our leaders going forward. If we cannot trust the institutions that allow us to see and hear what we need to see and hear. Right? The media companies. Now the social media companies, the tech companies, they're the same sort of thing. So really, really crazy stuff happening. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that was food for thought. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you liked the video, hit the like button, especially if I've sort of enlightened you of a few things that's going on. If you really like it, I advise you to hit the subscribe button and even get your friends on board to watch this sort of stuff. So I appreciate your support. I thank you. Share, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.